right, it is line call time, and it is just about tournament season here at Performance Pickleball RVA. Ladybug Classic, of course, on deck next week, and that kicks off a chain reaction of events throughout the summer. And we are extremely excited to welcome in Mark Spackman, the co-founder of Southern Pickleball, as he helps us unveil our next big tournament, which will hit Richmond in August. It is the UPA Virginia State Championship. Mark, thanks so much for being with us. We've been excited. We've been working on this agreement and partnership now for a few weeks. Excited to unveil it today. Just take us through what that is. People are going to hear Virginia State Championship. They're going to be excited. And then I think even more so when they hear the details.
Right. Well, hey, I appreciate you guys having me on the call today and getting this out to everybody. We're excited. I mean, we're Southern Pickleball, and we started back in 2021 as Georgia Pickleball Association, and we just sort of grown over the last few years to spread out around the South. And part of that growth has been a partnership with the PPA and the Professional Pickleball Association, and they have unveiled a new United Pickleball Association State Championship Series, and they asked us to be a part of running some of the state tournaments. And so we were excited to, we heard that y'all were the #1 facility in Virginia, so we felt like no better place to have the biggest state championship of the year at the #1 facility in Virginia. So we were really excited that y'all were willing to entertain the idea. And it's really cool. So they're going to be competing in all 50 states this year. And so all the winners, the gold and silver and bronze medal winners from all 50 states will then advance to the championships that will be held out in Dallas, Texas in November. So I think it's really cool to have a series that can advance and sort of bringing everything together.
Yeah, no doubt about that. And I'm curious from the way that it's all set up, how is this tournament structured, and where does that structure come from based on experiences that you've had already with Southern Pickleball and doing tournaments through that avenue as well?
Right. And so are you talking about as far as the structure, the format of the tournament and the
Yeah,
play?
yeah.
Or
What can people expect if they are interested in either watching or participating?
right. Well, that's great. That's a great question. So I mean, that's one thing, I've played in a lot of PPA tournaments as a player, and I think, we all have to be honest. If we go out there and we're on the internet or whatever, we might see some negative with the amateur experience, right? I mean, there's been, because they have been a pro focused organization. But I think what's cool with this United Pickleball Association, it's bringing PPA, it's bringing Major League Pickleball, and now the amateurs together. And I feel like they've really listened. So they're leaving it up to the local operators to set the format for these state championships, to see how they advance. And so what we'll be doing and what people can expect when we're at your facility will be a round robin play first. So everybody's going to get to play a lot of pickleball, which will then move on into either medal brackets or medal games after that. So it's going to be a lot of games for the money. And we'll, have both round robin play and championship brackets or medal brackets.
Yeah, and I think as our listeners will note, Mark, that sounds awfully similar to the tournaments we run. When we hopped on the phone with you guys, we realized there was a kinship in the player experience right off the bat, which made this an easy partnership. Plus, you saying nice things about us being the #1 tournament facility. All those things didn't hurt either. But
I
no,
want to get off to a good start.
yeah, it didn't take us too long to get to the agreement. But by the way, this will be August 2nd through the 4th, and Joe and I will, of course, recap that at the tail end of the show as well, and give you particulars about when and where you can sign up and register, because I know our folks are going to be extremely excited about it. But Mark, I've been watching your guys' development for the last couple of years as Southern Pickleball has grown as an organization and just done wonderful things in the tournament operation space. Could you have imagined talking about a United Pickleball Association state tournament series in multiple states being run by you and Paul and your organization 2 years ago?
It's sort of been a whirlwind. I mean, everything's gone, really, really fast. Some people, I get that question, asked a lot, did you ever think it was going to be this big? And to be honest, I kind of thought it was. I mean, I did think pickleball was going to, be this big, but, to be able to partner, with an organization like PPA that sort of, set the bar for the professional tour and all that, I feel like we've, stepped out of our league a little bit, but we do a great job of running events, and I've heard the same thing about you guys. So, I mean, that's one thing we're going to be committed when we come up into your area to run the same, quality event that your players expect. And so we're just really looking forward to the opportunity to get up there and meet people in Virginia, sort of spread the same thing that we've done around the Southeast.
I love the confidence that you guys had getting this thing started with Southern Pickleball. For those of us that aren't aware of the pickleball community where you are in the Southeast, Georgia and Florida's and all of those states, why? Why were you so confident that this would take off the way that it did? What about that community told you guys this is a great idea and it's going to work?
Right. Well, the first thing I think was just our passion for it. I mean, Paul and I, and we have a third co-founder, Eddie Gomez, too. We're just really passionate about pickleball. But for me, it was life changing. I mean, I'll just tell you real quick. I mean, when I found pickleball, I was 378 pounds. So I was a former, college tennis player, and taught tennis for years. I went in and out, but was working a job in corporate America that, when they say the job was killing you, it was really killing you. So I was at 378 pounds. I had a friend that asked me to play pickleball. I was like, pickleball, that sounds like a stupid name. I'm a college tennis player. Why would I do that? But yeah, I went out there. I'm embarrassed to say I could not bend over and pick up a ball off the court, and I couldn't play a game till 11 without taking a break. But I absolutely loved it. And my daughter was in school up in Pittsburgh at the time, so I went up and visited her, and I Googled a pickleball coach up there, met a coach by the name of Laurel Hillman, and she just really sort of believed in me when I didn't see myself and said, "Hey, we need pickleball coaches right now. If you coach tennis, you'd be great at this." As I was sitting down to take a break because I couldn't breathe, from the lesson, and I loved it. So I've lost 150 pounds since then. I'm out on the court every day, and it's just been such a truly life changing experience for me. It was real easy to want to share that with other people. And so we started just really, I mean, we've gotten known for our tournaments, but when we started, it was just really about helping clubs and local sports. We've done a lot of beginner lessons, a lot of beginner round robins. It's just about growing pickleball. And now it's grown into this. Last week we were at the Georgia State Capitol. We had Southern Pickleball Day at the state capitol and with the state legislatures down there. So we've just been excited about the growth and are, happy to keep partnering with people like y'all.
Well, and again, I think our listeners just cued in. It's an awesome story, Mark. And you may or may not know this, but a couple of years ago, I penned a blog called How Pickleball Saved My Life. It was more the mental health than the physical health at the time, but one was kind of spiraling towards the other. Do you find I balance this sometimes, like you were just talking about beginner lessons and getting people involved, and getting them on the court for the betterment of their life? I think sometimes we struggle now with the magnitude of what we're doing and the amount of time that takes logistically, as opposed to just being out there and giving the gift of the game. Do you struggle in that way at times? Because I know, particularly since we've opened performance, I do, candidly.
That is a struggle. I think with our team, we have to a lot of times remind us why we got involved in this and make sure we stay true, to our mission and what we've done. And that's even with the format, and why we play. I mean, I want, that, and the most important person really to me at our tournaments is that 2-5 player that's playing their first tournament ever, or whatever, making sure they have a great experience. And that's not just for us. I want people to have a great experience at any tournament they go out there, so that's why we always try to make sure that we're willing to lend support to other organizations. And that's a lot of why these partnerships have formed with PPA. And we also have a partnership with Duper and doing their official minor league pickleball events. But that's, we just want to stay true to where we started, which was about helping local clubs and parks and recs. And we always said, wherever they're at, what can we do to help you get to the next level, And so that's what we've always tried to do.
Last thing I have is more of another broad kind of question, because you have very unique input and view of the sport of pickleball. Why do you believe, and probably I'm sure Paul and Eddie do as well, that this growth of pickleball isn't just a flash in the pan? Some people who are neglecting to get into it or say, well, it'll go away, or something to that effect. But then this facility was built, so it's not going away here in Richmond. But what gives pickleball staying power in your mind?
Well, one, it's just fun, right? I mean, especially when you get on the court, I mean, it's just so much fun. I mean, where else can you create that sort of fun? And we always talk about the laughter and the smiles that creates, but I just also see it's just sort of cross generational too. Where else can grandparents play with grandkids and that? So I've heard people talk about that. I mean, one of the first, sort of my mentor and the tennis coach, when I was coaching tennis, when I told him I was getting into pickleball, he was like, "Oh, that's just like hula hoops. It's gonna be gone." And but it's not going anywhere. When you look at the growth, and we have competing, pro tours and everything out there, and associations and players coming in. So I just think it's here, and mainly I think it's sort of what John and I are talking about is, it's changing so many people's lives, both physically, mentally, something that's doing that much good. It's here to stay.
Well, Mark Spackman, again, we're delighted to partner with you. We look forward to all of our events and our partnerships, but this one we're just really excited about. And again, for our listeners, it's going to be August 2nd through the 4th, Virginia State Championship, the United Pickleball Association. As you can tell, Mark, I've been running around so crazy I caught this nasty cold. But I also wanted to touch on your own podcast because you, like Joe, have gotten into the podcast space. I love the name. I love the content. Tell folks about it. It combines pickleball and pints.
Yeah, so we've had our first 2 episodes. It's the Pints and Pickleball podcast, and so it's a little adult beverage and a whole lot of pickleball. So that's
See, Joe, I knew we were doing something wrong.
Yeah, we're missing the drinking part. Oh, what are we doing?
We just do it after. Sorry, Mark, go ahead. Where can people find that podcast? Because I'm sure
right now you can find that. We also have a YouTube channel. It's called Southern Pickleball TV. The easiest way to get there is just to go to southernpickleballtv.com. So that will have our Pints and Pickleball podcast. We also have a new show that just started called Zach's Paddle Stack, which is one of our team members that's doing some paddle reviews. And we also do a lot of live stream events with announcers and instant replay. We're working right now trying to bring that up for this state tournament. Don't want to promise too much and under deliver, but I think we're going to have our production team up there so we can live stream some of that with announcers and give amateurs that pro experience for a day up there. But you can check out some of what we've done there at southernpickleballtv.com.
That's awesome stuff, Mark. We can't wait, my man. And I know we'll be talking a lot in the next few months as well. Be well, my friend.